Hi, my name's Sarah Connell and I'm Head of Transformation and Chair of Diversity and Inclusion at Autosports Group. I'm delighted to be here today with one of our Audi experts, Sasha Dansereau at Audi Centre Mosman, to discuss the important topic of vehicle modifications for those living with disabilities. Sasha lives with cerebral palsy and is going to take us through his experience of having his own vehicle modified and some of the advice he might give to people living with a disability looking to do the same thing. Sasha, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sasha, can you start by telling us a little bit about the significance of vehicle modifications for those living with disabilities?
I sure can. So the main thing of people living with disabilities is that sense of independence and that sense of freedom. Even if they're not a driver per se, having a vehicle that's modified to their needs allows them to get around, allows them to do everything that we would normally do without thinking. So it just allows that freedom. It also gives them peace of mind of knowing that they can, if they need to do something, that they have a vehicle to get them there.
So what are some of the common modifications that are made to vehicles?
So some of the common ones are ramp access for people in a wheelchair. So that's very common. The second one is hand controls. So that you can have two versions of hand controls. One allows for hand controls which can control the accelerator and the brake if someone's legs are more severely impacted. And then the other version of hand controls is hand controls where it controls the indicators, horn, wipers, all of the main controls of the vehicle on one side. So that's the main vehicle modification that I use.
I know that you're going to walk us through the process of customising your vehicle and some of the modifications that have been made to that, and we'll go to that soon. Are there any challenges that individuals with disabilities face in terms of vehicle modifications?
Oh yeah, the vehicle buying process with people with disabilities is so much more complex than what someone without a disability would go through. For instance, if someone without a disability, they would come into a showroom, they would look at the possible options that they would have, they would be taken through by a sales consultant, and then they would go for a test drive and then find a vehicle that's right for them. For a person with a disability, they have to pretty much take the sales consultant's word on its merit, because they can't drive any cars unless it's modified specifically for them. That was the scenario I was in, where I couldn't test drive any car at all. Luckily, I have good knowledge, so I was able to choose what was right. But for people who maybe aren't as experienced in the cars, it's very challenging.
So what advice would you give somebody who's looking at vehicle modifications for their own vehicle?
Talking to an OT, that would be number one. Talking to their disability organisations, so it could be Spinal Cord Injuries Australia, it could be Cerebral Palsy Alliance, it could be other organisations they're a part of. They provide really good advice. Car Expert for Australia, there's lots of YouTube videos out there that describe how cars actually drive and what features are in them. So for the car side, look online and look on YouTube for those.
Thank you so much for your advice and for sharing your experience with us today. It's clear that vehicle modifications play a crucial role in improving the lives of individuals living with a disability.
They do. This is one of those things, if we're able to get vehicle modifications in showrooms, in dealerships, even in a small way, it shows that they're included and it shows that people with disabilities are understood and that their life goals are respected. So that's a major thing for them.
Sasha, could you walk us through some of the modifications that have been made to your vehicle?
There's two modifications that I use. One is a electronic spinner knob. So the electronic spinner knob, it controls the indicators, the horn, the windshield wipers, and all the other key functions that I need to use to drive. So what that means is everything is at about the 1 or 2 o'clock position on the steering wheel, so everything's on my right hand. As I've grown older, my strength in my left hand has increased. So what I'm aiming to do is use a manual spinner knob. So that just has control for the steering. So therefore I can control the indicators with my left arm. What I can then do is take that vehicle modification interstate, overseas, and drive other cars. So that just allows that extra little bit of freedom that at the moment I'm working towards.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Sasha.
No worries.